Hey there, it's YoBo. Welcome to day 256 of Life According to YoBo. Just want to invite you to the encouragement encounter. This is the book by my good friend Dwayne E. Shigg, PhD. You can find him on Facebook, Dwayne Shigg. 2 G's and no S. I want to invite you to the encouragement encounter in Long Beach, California. Sure wish I knew the date. I know. Go to his website, Dwayne Shigg. You'll find the date there. When I do my next video, I will have the date. All right. Continuing in the Mattie Bertha Canton series, how I got over. Oh, we getting over this mess. We sure getting over this mess. Ooh. If you didn't listen to the last 2 days, you need to go listen to that. If you got some folks in your family where the daughter got a problem with the mama, and mama had a problem with her mama, and mama had a problem with her mama, ooh, that's what I just talked to you about. I did not realize that some issues, starting with my grandmother, having unresolved issues with her parents, my mama having unresolved issues with her parents, my sister having unresolved issues with her parents. Lord have mercy, why did my daughter remind me that my niece has unresolved issues with her mother and her stepfather? Whew, I'm concerned about my niece's daughter. Baby, we gonna fix that. Okay, day 251. Let's backtrack. I want to go over some things my sister said when she explained why she felt the way she felt toward my mother and toward our father. Today, this is Saturday. Well, I'm not posting this Saturday, but on my Facebook page, I had a picture of 2 glasses, 2 12-ounce cups. Both cups had 6 ounces of water, and there was a line drawn on the cups. One said half empty, and one said half full. That is life. Life is 1% of what happens and 99% of your perception of life. I wish my sister were here right now because I would like to go into some things she said, but I'm going to tell my side. She's going to watch this video, and then I want her to call me and tell me the way she feels about it, or I might even FaceTime her. Would that be okay if I had her sitting right here with the camera and we could just FaceTime together? Because what I want to talk about, I don't want to take anything that she said. I don't want to minimize it. I don't want to discount anything because the way she feels is the way she feels. Remember what I said? Life is 1% of what really happened. 99% of your perspective. Let's take the way we grew up. I want to share my perspective on it. She has said, Mama should have picked another man. She has said, I looked at my cousins' lives and I looked at the way they lived, and I saw that we could have had that same life if he had been more responsible. I grew up in that same household. Let me tell you my perspective on it. Let me tell you what I recall. She's older than I am, okay? So a lot of things she saw differently. She knew more than I did, more than I was able to understand at the time. In my mind, my daddy was just gone. Okay, why did my mother tolerate that? I guess I'm kind of backing up too. We're going to talk about perspective. Why did my mother tolerate that? What I do remember, I know daddy was up before dawn. He went to work. We would go to school. We would come home from school. We'd do our homework. We'd have dinner. We get into bed 9, 10 o'clock at night. And on any given night, my daddy still wasn't home. And then while I was asleep during the night, maybe I'd hear the door open 12, 1 o'clock, and he would come back home. That was just his normal. That's what he did. Why did my mother tolerate that? I didn't understand what was going on. He was either out gambling or he was out hole hopping. He was at the racetrack. He was everywhere, every place other than where he should have been, at home with his wife and his children. With that type of behavior, and my sister said she could have married somebody else. Why did my mother tolerate that? Because my mother was raised by a male hoe. My mama's daddy was a hoe. My grandmother was killed because my grandfather was out hoeing around. My grandmother Decided one day to fight the hoe one too many times. The hoe killed her. So with my grandmother out of the picture, my grandfather was an educated man. Professor Bowie is what they called him in the city of Jasper, Texas. He wore a suit every day and the man could sing. So if you educated, if you dress nice, and you could sing, oh, my grandfather was a catch. He had no problem pulling in the women. He got cheering by married women in the city of Jasper, but you ain't heard that from me because I ain't one to gossip. But my grandfather had it going on. So from age 6 to age 16, he was a single man. He married when my mother turned 16. So for 10 years, my mother grew up in the house of a man who left. He came home whenever he came home. Whenever he got through hoeing around, that's when he came home. My mother then marries a man with the same character traits of her father. It was the normal, in my mama's mind, for the man to come home whenever he came home. That's why when the hoe called my mama saying, I just want you to know your man on his way home. And mama said, oh no, sweetheart. Can y'all say it with me? Because I told it to you enough times. Oh no, come on, say it with me. Oh no, sweetheart. Let's get one thing straight. He your man. He's my husband. And when he get through with you the next time, he's coming home. Why did mama know that? Because her daddy always came home. And sure enough, her husband always came home. Might be a day break the next day, but he always came home. And my daddy always got up and went to work the next day when he did come home. That was the normal for my mama. She could tolerate that behavior from him. Okay, we're getting back to perspective. I grew up in that household. My sister grew up in that household. There was a lot of lack. I grew up knowing that we did not have a lot. But you know what? There were so many people who helped us. Maybe other people understood the situation. So many people gave to us. They gave to us knowing my mother was not in a position financially to give anything back. My mama's sister, Aunt Helen, Ernestine Pursley, Barbara Jones, Patricia Taylor, Betty Randall, Everett Turner. So many people were always there to help us. There was no lack in our lives. We may not have had a whole lot of anything, but there was never any lack because people gave to us. That's what I remember. So how did it affect me as an adult? I don't mind being a giver because people gave to us. That's just my nature. I was in the store this week and the man was ringing his groceries. He said, I can't go over $81. That's all I have. So I'm looking at the register, minding my business, being nosy. Okay, there's $63. He kept checking. Now I'm looking again. Okay, $72. It's just a few more things left in this. He's just watching it. I said, sir, don't worry about it. If it goes over $81, I'll pay the difference. That's my normal because so many people gave to us. I left that store. I went to another store. The lady in front of me says, can you double bag my groceries? That ain't none of my business. I'm waiting my turn. So then, I don't think it was her husband or boyfriend because he looked like he was kind of sweet. So anyway, he comes up. He said, make sure you get those bags double because we're walking. I said, sir, which way are you going? He told me where he was going. I said, you know what? I live on Fairgreen. You're not too far from me. I'll take you home. I didn't know these people. I put my stuff in my purse in the trunk of the car is what I did. Now, I didn't put my purse in the car, but we all got in the car. I drove to where they were going. I dropped them off. Why was I even out at the store? Because my 89-year-old neighbor saw the sale paper and she wanted some things from Watkins Market. I was going out to get something for her. So I dropped them off, went by my 89-year-old neighbor's house. I took her things to her. Look, that's my perspective on our childhood. All the people who gave to us. My perception of childhood was that people were good to us. What can I do to be good to another person? My sister's perception was he should have been here. It's because of him that we don't have this and we don't have this and we don't have this. What did I just say? Life is 1% of what happened, 99% of your perspective on it. Come back tomorrow for more life, according to YoBo. What's that, 254, 255? Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's day 257. I hope this is blessing you because it's sure enough helping me. All right, come back tomorrow. We're going to continue talking about perspective. Bye-bye.